Hey guys, Dr. Webster with Coach Howard again. We've resurrected him, did so well last week, and we have so much to talk about the games we actually both went to, our respective college games.
That's right.
That we have him back, and we really appreciate you being back.
Thank you. I know last week we did a quick shout out to the football team and homecoming, but if you're in the community, we've got a lot of other sports going on right now, and maybe if you have a middle school kid, go check them out if your kid's interested. We got tennis, volleyball, cross country, golf, and soccer going on right now.
Cool. And they get those schedules online,
yeah,
right? Just
online
Arbor View.
website or maxpreps.com or the Las Vegas Review Journal under Nevada Preps.
It's really good. Awesome. Well, the games I went to, so Coach went to Oklahoma and my alma mater, UCLA.
Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, UCLA is getting smoked this year. They're 0-3 and Oklahoma steamrolled them. Anything notable to say about that game?
Oh, it was pretty amazing, and Jalen Hurts keeps rolling. He in the first series, they actually started the ball on the 10, but because of penalties, he ran 99 yards himself on the first series.
Yeah.
So in one series, he almost had 100 yards. That's crazy.
That's good. Yeah, and at the Rose Bowl, I heard they were giving. You said they were giving tickets away.
Yeah, it was about half and half. OU UCLA fans.
When has the Rose Bowl ever given tickets away to anything?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
what a gorgeous venue. I mean, probably the best in all of college football. I bet. Just the scenery, the sunset over it in the mountains. It's amazing.
My only qualm about that, when I was there, it's offset from campus. So UCLA is in Westwood. This is in Pasadena. So as a starving student, I didn't really make the trek too much because it cost me a Saturday of studying and doing other things. Plus, it was really far away. Anyway, I went to BYU and USC game, and if you guys...
What an amazing game.
That was really good, and we actually ran the field. We stormed the field with all the students. I felt like I was like 20 again. And we won in overtime. We actually came back just like, Tennessee the previous week. It wasn't double overtime, it was single overtime. And they won on defense.
Yeah.
They had 3 interceptions and a fumble. They actually should have scored more points, but they turned a touchdown, which should have been a touchdown, into a field goal. They missed. They went for 4th down on one of them, so they didn't even get 3 points on that one. So they actually should have won a little bit more convincing. BYU should have. SC, I don't know what happened to them, but yeah, the defense is actually what won BYU. Great experience. It's just, my feeling for BYU is a lot of times is that they choke. You cheer for them and then they let you down. Hey, this has been the opposite the last 2 weeks, so let's go. Let's keep on going. I don't know who Oklahoma is playing next week, and I do have a question for you.
We are off next week.
Okay, get a bye.
Yeah.
My question for you, before I talk about BYU Washington, is how do you feel that LSU has taken over them, but they haven't lost?
I don't think it matters that much.
Okay.
It all works itself out, especially all those SEC teams are going to beat each other, and the Big 12 is so tough. If OU runs the table, they should be fine.
Good in position.
Yeah.
Okay, good. BYU is playing Washington, and Washington is another Pac-12 team. And they're a really good team. They're both 2-1. And this will be a defining game for BYU and I think for Washington. If BYU can win this game, they could possibly go with a 1-loss season, which would be crazy. And so we're hoping about that. They do, Washington, I don't know what the spread is. Another notable fact is over the weekend, six Pac-12 teams are in the top 25. I don't know when the last time that was, but I think we're getting some street credit and we're actually winning some good games. Cal was in there, Washington State, and Oregon and Utah, and I think Washington, those 3. I don't think Oregon's in there anymore, but anyway, let's keep it up. I think with that, if Utah, the interesting thing, again, I'll bring this up again, if Utah goes undefeated and is the Pac-12 champion, and Oklahoma and Ohio State run the tables, and Clemson's going to run the tables, and you're going to get one SEC team, who's going to get dropped out? And I get, I don't know. I don't want to
Utah.
Probably Utah.
Let's be honest, probably
Which
Utah.
will be funny. Deja vu. That's happened to him 10 years ago, and they ended up beating Alabama that year.
I think Utah has USC this week, too. So
They do.
It'll be interesting if USC responds.
Yeah.
They lay down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game. That'll be a tough game, too, if USC's angry.
Yeah, SC, and they should, and as is it SC, and they are angry. I would be humiliated if I was SC going into BYU and losing. But you got Utah, USC. That's a good game. The point spread for Washington is -6.5 for Washington, so they're favored by a touchdown.
They were really they lost to Cal, but that was shocking that they lost to Cal because they're a really good team, and they have the Chris Peterson, who was the coach at Boise that made them win all those games as the Washington coach. So it's a well-coached team. It's going to be a tough game for BYU.
Yeah, Cal's a good team though this year too.
They're good on
3-0.
Very good on defense.
To lose it was a 1-point loss. Is not that bad, especially with Cal being so good. Michigan and Wisconsin are playing at 11-13. What do you think about that?
everybody talked in the offseason about Michigan brought in this new offensive coordinator and they were going to spread it out and be so good, and it hasn't happened yet. And I think Wisconsin's throwing the ball a little better than they have. So I'm going to lean towards Wisconsin in this one.
Wisconsin's actually favored, and it's in Wisconsin by 3.5. So we'll see. And Michigan, I'm not a big Harbaugh fan. He kind of chokes.
I feel like he's still trying to control the offense instead of letting the coordinator, the new guy. They're supposed to spread it out and throw it. And then you see them, and they're not. They're still that Harbaugh, 2 tight ends, slam it down your throat.
Yeah. I think his defining moment, and this has been said by all the commentators on ESPN, is beating Michigan. He could have that. He's never beat Michigan since he's been, or beat Ohio State. I'm sorry, Michigan beating Ohio State. So that's going to be his thing, is if he can win against Ohio State.
I was listening to sports radio this morning, and I heard that Urban Meyer is opening a bar in Ohio a pub called 7-0, because he went 7-0 versus Michigan. So it's a 7-0 pub.
Yeah, I'd go get a burger there. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully they're maybe $7 burgers. I don't know. Go with the team. Other notable games: Notre Dame and Georgia. Okay, so Notre Dame, this is your chance, your independent schedule to kind of establish yourself.
Georgia on that one.
Yeah, Georgia is -14.
Yeah,
which is weird because it's a 3 versus a 7, but the -14 there. I know there's other ones there, but anyway, we'll just talk about those. Really quick on Golden Knights are still in preseason, so we're not going to talk about that because I don't care about preseason. Sorry for all you guys, but we will get to Golden Knights. Baseball is still on the cusp of their playoff season, so we're going to wait for that as well. A lot of injured quarterbacks in the NFL.
Tons of injuries, so if you have fantasy teams, start looking.
Eli got demoted.
For
New York.
Roethlisberger's out. Breeze is out.
Yeah, so
and Jets is down to a running back as their backup quarterback at this point, so it's crazy.
Well, Taysom Hill, I think, is the backup for
him
Drew
and
Brees.
Bridgewater.
Okay.
But what I heard today is that he's not going to name the starters. So they're going to do maybe half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Well, Taysom Hill is from BYU. He was always injured when he was at BYU, but he's a big guy, and I hope he does well. But Bridgewater is really good too.
Yeah. So
see what happens.
That's pretty funny that he was always injured and he gets in the NFL and plays all these other positions. It's on kickoffs and kickoff returns. Nothing happens in the NFL. And New Orleans is a regressive team, and NFL is aggressive. But we'll see about that. I think that's it for now. Thanks again. Leave your comments, leave your criticisms, your questions. We'll fill them and follow up next week. Until then, have a good one, guys. See ya.